researchers have done some extensive studies and brain scans of individuals who take LSD and who took a placebo afterwards. Now, this study is important because research into psychedelics, of course, in certain countries like the United States is outlawed or extremely difficult to do. But now that we have these scans and now that we understand how LSD changes the activity of the brain, it could lead to some therapeutic uses in the future for those who are suffering from things like depression. Now, let me give you the details of what happened during the study, the results. A dose of the psychedelic substance injected rather than dropped unleashed a wave of changes that altered activity and connectivity across the brain. This had led scientists to new theories of visual hallucinations and the sense of oneness with the universe some users report. The brain scans revealed that trippers experienced images through information drawn from many parts of their brains, and not just the visual cortex at the back of the head that normally processes visual information. Under the drug, regions once segregated spoke to one another. Now, I'll get into more details about what happened, and we'll show you pictures of the scans to show you, which regions of the brain lit up and how they were connected to one another or communicating with one another. But what's incredible about this is just this common, I guess, what's the word that I'm going for? This common
oneness
experience.
With Earth.
Yeah, the common experience that the participants had in terms of that oneness with Earth, about opening up, about understanding not just yourself, but the people around you and the world around you. So we talk a lot about empathy on the show and how a lot of society's ills or societal ills could be solved through putting yourself in other people's shoes, opening yourself up to other people's perspectives. And if a drug has the ability to do that, I mean, it could work wonders for the future. I have no idea.
You're
there
so
needs to be more,
hippy-dippy right now.
I know. There needs to be more studies into this. But I could tell you from my own psychedelic experiences with mushrooms, not with LSD,
Allegedly.
No, not allegedly. I did mushrooms. It was incredible because I had this deeper understanding of the world around me and a deeper understanding of who I am, what my flaws are, and what I need to improve on. And it's a perspective that you don't really get when you're not on psychedelics. So anyway, you guys jump in.
And it changes you. My understanding is that it changes you for the better. I have never experimented with psychedelic drugs, unfortunately. I've done extensive research on the matter because I'm truly very interested in what the implications might be on society overall. But that's exactly what you talked about with the oneness of Earth. It's usually a very common experience that a lot of people have when they're under the influence of these drugs, and that really blows my mind. And DMT is another one. Mm-hmm. It's considered to be very extreme, or ayahuasca. But all of these procedures usually help you self-reflect,
yes,
and see your flaws and possibly better yourself and make you a more confident individual.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the clinical trials and the cure for depression, the cure for schizophrenia might come about this, and that's why we need to expand on our medical research.
I agree, and I think, look, here's the really big takeaway that I want to emphasize right now. It's important to legalize and regulate drugs like this. It's important to continue studying drugs like this because I think that they could be beneficial for therapeutic uses in the future. Now, I want to put up graphic number 25, guys, so the audience can look at it while we continue the conversation. It'll show you the difference between the placebo and LSD. As you can see with LSD, more portions of the brain are functioning, are lit up. You're using them simultaneously.
I mean, I would just say that why not do the research? Why not? What are you afraid of? I think that we've moved past the generation that was very afraid of drugs, that it was, just say no. And I'm not saying that, light up kids, just get wasted, just burn out. I'm not saying that, but I think that, Hasan, you make a really good point that we don't know, we haven't put in the research, we don't know what these trials, what we could see, what the benefits could be. Because I struggled with depression and I was on medication for that, and it was really shitty medication.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder how, maybe, if I have kids one day, if they ever struggle with what I went through, hopefully there would be better medication for them, and maybe it could come from LSD, and that's not anything to be afraid of, and it's
Yes.
not anything to stigmatize. I don't think that's fair. I think that it's worth putting in the effort, and I don't like when people make decisions or write things off based off of fear or past I guess, misconceptions that we had about
Propaganda.
LSD. Propaganda,
Look,
that's a good word, yeah.
And what's crazy to me specifically is that, like, you know, amphetamine is legal.
Yeah.
You can legally take speed. Okay.
It's not speed.
I mean, it's basically it's very similar
Yeah.
effects to cocaine, and I'm not advocating the use of that illegally here, but holy shit.
We have legalized meth.
Yeah,
in the form of
Adderall is
Adderall.
bananas. We have legalized heroin. And it's really crazy to me when, you know, marijuana is what is it called?
Gateway?
Type, no. It's a type 1.
Schedule?
Yeah, it's a Schedule 1 drug, and they are intentionally shutting off the research of marijuana or intentionally shutting off the research of LSD. And it leads me to these like Alex Jones type, you know, black helicopter freaking conspiracy theories, because these aren't temporary solutions. LSD, ayahuasca, DMT, marijuana, these aren't temporary solutions. Usually these are drastic solutions these are usually permanent solutions for the most part in people that have illegally experimented with these drugs. Why are we shutting off access to them?
I want to talk about this a little more on the post-game show as well.
Damn.
I know we're going to have a pretty meaty post-game show, but I want to talk a
Meaty.
little more about my experiences on mushrooms, because it opened me up to things that really did have a long-term impact on my life, okay? Just a different mindset and everything, and I want to get into that a little more. I've talked about it on the post-game show, but there's more that I haven't really shared with you guys. So if you want to be a member, just go to tytnetwork.com/join.